Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Fadera, welcome back.
Mr. Fadera, bismillah.
And may I remind you that you're still under oath, Mr. Fadera?
Yes.
Very well.
Yeah. So the last point we were dealing with before the break was when you were being released at Soma Police Station, at Mansakonko Police Station. And Officer Juf ensured that you were charged with giving false information. And what kind of release were you granted? Was it self-bail or you were just released?
Self-bail, you were granted self-bail.
Were there any reporting conditions attached?
No. Honey? No.
Did you have to report back to the police?
Honey? No.
Okay. So, and was that the end of the issue of the land, or that wasn't?
No. Well, no, that was not the end. Something else happened which was important.
Important back then?
Very important.
Tell us.
On the 26th April 2008.
26th of April 2008.
And akita coincided until a trip on Darameka Kaulaga.
It coincided with my trip when I went to Kaulach. I bought some cement.
400 bags.
400 bags.
So
that I will bring that cement to my shop. After buying this cement, it was loaded on a truck.
Do you have any papers to show?
Yes, I have the document here.
Kindly send them to us.
Okay. New 400 bako wala munata on the 27. These 400
bags.
But water I another 400 bag 20 ton Senegal sapro leba sutela water wala be makasino kono je.
I had 400 bags.
20 ton fulalem abe sambay.
There are two different trips, 20 tons each. There was 400 bags in the store. Then already. I bought this order 400 bags to come and add it to the one in the store.
Where did you buy them?
In Kaulach.
And nothing in the papers show your name.
Okay, because in Kaulaga.
Yes, because when I am going to Kaulach, I have a friend there who also acts as my middleman. Yes, he's the person who puts his name on the receipt because I leave everything with him.
I
think his name is on the document. Maybe it might be Mutar or something like that.
What is his name? You use an agent. You leave him with your stuff. 400 bags of
sorry, my friend Mungadila Majibe, but I'm for Muktar Lembam Punyadilem. Abeje Sabara the council.
I think it might be Muktar.
Oh, usually in Doko Kele, comment about staying.
We do that because, as for me, I am not staying there. Because he's the guy who lives there. He will use his name to be able to purchase this cement for me.
You see, there are some problems with your papers.
Uh-huh.
In the first place,
follow.
There is no name here. Mukhtar. Yes, I have looked at it. One that is very clear is Omar Juf.
Follow mentioned Umar Juvleti.
Other one.
And the other, the name.
Is it French?
Could you say again?
French. Is it French writing?
Yes, but I don't think I can read this. It's not Mukhtar. It's something like Mokchau, Matchau, something like that. But it's
Majau.
Majau.
Thank you. My mind comes in. Majau. Majau Joe.
Majau, yes.
Joe, yes. My mind comes in. It's a long time now. Majau Joe.
It was
my main
time.
agent.
I now remember. It's Majau Jau.
Majau Joe.
Well, it's Majau.
Yes.
The last name is not here. It's not written.
Well, but it's Majau Joe. Yes.
Okay.
My memory.
All right. And the thing is, another problem is your stock. Where was it to go?
Ani manyina de ngatu wole bulu pra e load ha load jamoto akana somal.
It's supposed to come to Soma, but I left it with him to load it on a truck, which will bring it to Soma.
You see, the documents show that this is going to Sigan's shore. And the other is saying that it's going to Carrefour. All of them in Senegal. And there is no stamp or anything suggesting that this cement ever came to Gambia.
Council.
Council.
Take a look at the documents. Maybe you can tell us.
But
Let me explain.
Wala any other agent.
Me, I deal with Majau Jau or any other agent.
Me, I don't come trustee.
Who acts as my trustee.
When
we go to the store, he buys the cement using his own name.
But the destination
but the destination where the vehicles go to,
address
that's how that's how he addresses the document.
But if you look at these documents, the addresses are Zigansor and Carrefour.
That's an arrangement between us.
Exactly.
So
that's our arrangement.
Are you suggesting to the commission that you falsify the final destination of the cement?
This is done by the agents.
You just told us that's an arrangement between the two of you.
Well, that's the way we arrange with the agents.
Why do you do that?
Because I am not staying there.
That's all the more reason why you should state that it's coming to Soma.
No, what he said, what he told me, that's what makes it easier. If you say that it's coming to Soma, you have to go to the main port in Dakar so that they can issue a document from there. He said that's the reason why. And in fact, to get that document is very difficult. This is why he does this type of arrangement.
But when the goods arrive in Gambia, you must have custom papers.
Yes,
it goes to the customs directly.
Do you have custom papers?
Whenever this vehicle comes, they don't take it direct to my store. It goes first. But when this particular cement arrived,
the first 20 ton,
the first 20 ton, when it arrived, they took it to the customs department at the Soma post. I paid there.
About $15.
Each bag, I paid $15 for each bag.
Where are your papers?
I restored it now.
He gave me a receipt.
Where is the receipt?
The first 20 bags.
The first 20 bags.
Restore.
The receipt for that.
Ordinary.
They gave me that.
Where is the receipt?
I restored in Afil.
I lost that receipt.
But the issue is, here you have documents showing your purchase in Senegal.
Silang ifile kaitol dol sura jameni alon ko yai tendi ko if jora bagasi le sang Senegal banko ko.
And you would agree with me that these papers would accompany the goods.
And we be son namala ko nying kaitol nyim fana nibina ni nyim bagasol le nyanna nala nyol.
Yes.
And it is on the basis of these papers that you have that you would be assessed for duty.
And nying kaitol nyi be sujila nying kaitol la nying kaitol membe bulol kono be sujila wolle la pour kete la fanna juti nying ka yir ka long.
Yeah.
And you would have to present these papers to be able to pay for the customs duties.
And nying kaitol be nyin le furanda na duo banko duanyol fanna may salon ko wol fanna salon ko juti nyi be jellel jora.
Kawale itandilete ni moto futata.
That's what I'm saying. When the vehicle arrives, you don't take it to your store.
Custom post.
They take it direct to the customs department.
My point is, how come you have all these papers except the receipt given to you upon presentation of these papers?
De la kolea mendi wala mnyiti ite ben kaitol besoto no la nyadi la silang risito me alongo kabring simendo ra dunda Gambia banko kan risito me yadi la imo soto no.
First 20 ton.
The first 20 ton.
Fanara dame uristo nyi duanyo adinale.
Truly, that receipt was given to me.
But second 20 ton, memo on the 27th, maybe bearing ngamere tampoje on the 27th.
The second 20 ton.
Sorry.
The second 20 ton, which came on the 27th.
Wole ke aibula duanyo la tampo itandi. On the 27th, ko arrival on 27th.
That arrived on the 27th, and that's when the Ker Ayib Customs Post stamped the document. That one I didn't pay the customs. Because I was detained at that time at the NIA headquarters.
Did the goods enter Gambia at all?
Yes.
Do you have proof of the fact that they have entered Gambia?
Receive custom post la Bosnia.
Yes, it was received by Momodu Job, the head of the customs post at that time.
Do you have any documents to say that?
Just give me a chance to explain how it happened. When the cement arrived, I was detained at the NIA. The vehicle owner didn't see Fadera. He asked. They told him his son is here. Buba.
And where was Majau?
Majau benu mindole.
Majau was at Kaulak. When they gave him my son's name, then he said to his son, the vehicle is at the customs post, let's go there. The officer at the customs post, he received the cement consignment. Then my son said to them, allow us to offload the cement. According to my son, Mod Job said, no, leave the cement here till tomorrow.
So
then my son said, the following day, when he came,
I had 150 barcodes in this 400 barcode.
He discovered that Mod Job has already removed 150 bags from the consignment.
From the 400 bags.
From the 400 bags.
150 bags.
150 bags from the 400. He told my son Buba to take the 350 bags to my...
But how that mathematics is not correct.
Daddy.
150 plus 350 is 500.
Sorry. Yes, 250 bags. Sorry.
250 bags.
250 bags. Sorry.
250 bags.
Sorry.
And why did he do that?
Sorry.
Okay.
Ako na di mai ko 150 bag wole be custom tariff jola.
He said to my son that 150 bags is going to be used to pay the customs tariff.
Okay, hold a second. Let's do the maths. Which lawyers are not generally good at. So it's 400 bags.
Yes.
And $15 per bag.
Yes.
That should be $6,000.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so 150 bags. How much per bag?
275 at that time.
That is $41,250.
Yes.
The disparity is huge.
That's what Modjob did.
Okay, Nata.
Mr. Fadera.
Mr. Fadera.
This is very serious.
Yes.
Are you saying that instead of paying $6,000, Mr. Job confiscated 150 bags of your cement worth $41,250?
Exactly so.
Job not na itenanya wili woro jola o wili woro joba imo jo tumala men Mr. Job not na bodo keme bodo talulu bonde kon ando bodo keme bodo talulu ni kon niya iri ka kodo rabida wiltan nan killing keme fula talulu.
Do you have any proof of this fact?
Ila kuma kan yem men fodam fo seda ndir kuma seda bambandi o sota la ba.
Seda bambandi wala muninde ko Mr. Job we cemento tare mamba na permission teje makalamta.
The thing I can say about that is Mr. Job took this cement without my authority.
But there must be some papers.
But it was Well,
that's what I'm coming to. When my son brought these 250 bags to the store.
Okay, let's take a few steps backwards. The cement would arrive at the customs post with papers, correct?
Yes, this paper.
Yes.
And these papers will be processed at the customs post. Isn't that the case?
How can?
Yes.
And the processing of these papers would involve indicating that these goods have arrived in Gambian territory.
Yes.
And that would also be indicated by a stamp of the customs post showing that the goods have arrived at that point.
Tampuje ka itandi ko nyi jora nyi waranto nyi bagaso waranto nyi cemento li frata Gambia banko kanjan
anyana kala wala nyama.
That's what should have happened.
And in the papers it would be indicated how much you are assessed for duty.
Andu kaito nyinto je bay tandila jele ko duty nyi yemen jo ye charge la bay tandila jele fana
anyana kala wala nyama.
That's the way it should have happened.
And when you pay or the goods are confiscated, it would be indicated on the papers.
That's what should have happened.
In your case, can you show us any papers that indicate all this information?
That's
what I'm coming to. After Modu Job took away these 150
we are now talking about papers.
I'm coming to that.
Let's talk about it.
No, stage level.
Okay, proceed.
Thank you very much. 150 bags.
When he removed that 150 bags,
my
son took the 250 bags to the store.
The
following day, my son said the police came.
Now let's talk about the papers.
I'll come to the papers very soon.
Just
go
ahead.
So demanding.
Okay.
Kaveri ako samo.
He said this following day,
Police all nara Cabo Soma police post.
the police came from the Soma police post.
Ye magasino dasoro. Ni le fasun chabo.
They came with their own locks and locked the store doors.
Kaveri ya lock.
When it was locked,
Ikaya ko bimbi ko nyana boilal.
they said to him, this shop should be demolished.
Moli ni mel ba boile.
Look for people who will demolish this shop.
Ye jo kodol.
And you pay them.
Nadi maya moli ni.
My son looked for people.
Yes, mental ta police all beloring.
The police were present and they took the cement.
Ye liberal sol da yes mental be fine banda.
They paid laborers and they took all the cement outside.
Yalani je.
And the cement was placed outside.
Jamate je bake.
A lot of the bags were broken open.
Nadi maya sabana bidamala magasinoro.
My son, whatever remained there, my son took them to my in-laws' store.
I magazino boy.
They paid people to demolish the shop. I was released on the 2nd day of May.
Instead for 1 week.
I sat down for 1 week.
Data custom post.
I went to the customs post. I said to Modu Job, the cement arrived in my absence.
To 20 ton.
20 ton. My son said, you received the cement.
And you 150 bags in the
and you took 150 bags from the cement. What is your reason? Modu Job said, the chief came there, Yaya Jajusi, and the governor, saying that you are fighting with the government. We should seize or confiscate the whole consignment. And you will, it will be nil and void for you. And nothing will come out of it. Because they are the government. According to Modu Job, when he was given this information, then he said to the chief and the governor,
war is not normal.
But that is not normal.
Because there is
an arrangement between me and Fadera.
$15 per bag.
That's $15 per bag.
So in to the extent of Fadera 150 bags. Sorry, Fadera cement beta.
If I take Fadera's cement, the whole consignment, saying that he is fighting with the government,
reasonable.
He's saying that then he doesn't think that's reasonable. He said to them, now what I can do? The agreement that I made with Fadera,
$15 per bag.
That's $15 per bag. But as far as you said, I should help you to destroy his business, I will help you.
Instead of $15,
$60, I'll make it $60 per bag. This is what Modu Job told me. I swore by the Quran.
Did you tell Modu Job that he acted illegally?
I told
Modu Job that
is illegal.
What you did is illegal.
Did you make a complaint?
Excuse me.
A
moment. When I told
him that that's illegal,
the point of law,
when he knew that I was going to stand at the point of law,
he
called the NIAOC, who was then sitting under his veranda at the customs post.
Ibrahim Mane.
Ibrahim what?
Mane.
Ibrahim Mane.
Ibrahim Mane.
He said, Ibrahim Mane, come in here. He told Ibrahim to sit down. He said to Ibrahim, Fadera is here. He's asking for his cement. Then I said to Modu Job, the amount of cement that you took, 150 bags.
Eko yen charge $60.
Now you are charging me $60 per bag.
No alamuda resto dina.
Now give me receipt, I will take Allah.
Ako Mr. Fadera.
He said, Mr. Fadera.
More job.
That Mr. Job, he said to me, Mr. Fadera.
Ibrahim Mane Bisiri.
In the presence of Ibrahim Mane.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Ito muntola customer.
You are our customer.
This time around.
This time around.
It's a bad deal.
It's a bad deal.
But next time.
But next time.
May I adjustment
I'll make an adjustment for you.
This time around.
But this time around.
Or chief name governor.
For the chief and the governor. Because they decided to intervene.
But
if you go back again. I'll make plans for you to recover. I said to Modu Job, I'm not taking that.
Whatever the case may
give me a receipt. Even if you take the whole consignment of the cement, give me a receipt. Ibrahim Mane intervened then.
Modu Job is right.
He said Modu Job is right. Whatever the government asks Modu Job to do, that's what he will do.
Mr. Fadera, do you realize that this is a very serious accusation against Modu Job, the chief and the governor?
Council.
5 minutes time.
In 5 minutes' time,
I will produce something here.
I'll produce something here.
That shows that Fadera is a truthful person.
Which shows that Fadera is a truthful person.
My father was a truthful person.
My father was a truthful person.
And I don't like lies.
And I don't like lies.
You'll prove yourself here.
I will prove it here.
So please,
just allow me a little bit.
When
Ibrahim Mane intervened, Ibrahim Mane said what Modu Job did is what's right. I said to Ibrahim Mane, shut your mouth.
It's not your business.
It's not your business. When we were doing this transaction, do you think you are from the NIA?
Sorry, excuse me.
Do you think you are from the NIA? That's why you are threatening me? Call your people. Tell them to come and arrest me.
But
this is not your business. He said, I will say it. We are here, the NIA,
to
reinforce
government activities.
Whatever activity the government is doing. I said to Modu Job, are you not going to give me a receipt? He said no. I got up and left. I left them there.
And then what happened after that?
What happened later? I never asked him. Nothing. Nothing. I left him.
Okay. Do you realize? Just a moment. Do you realize that $60 per bag for 400 bags is 24,000?
Finding Kalamudala ko hanin kabi ninga charge boro dollars ta woro boro kemenani niyo ko kafunyo makoro da bidala fu dollars wilmuang ani nani 24
and the value of what you claim he took is $41,250.
Ando iko ate menta niyo yirka korora bidala fu wiltan nan killing kemefula talul.
Your
calculation is correct.
So even if he charged you $60 per bag, it looks like that he has taken an extra 17,000 from you.
What I calculated, what we calculated on that day,
150 bakodo.
Out of that 150,
37,500.
It was 37,500. That was my calculation. Myself and Modu Job's calculation. I think the writing here, it must be Modu Job's writing, if I remember. It's written on the back of the receipt.
37,500.
37,500.
You had writing, maybe.
That's the handwriting.
Yeah.
I am just examining the documents. When did you say this event took place?
2008 April.
April 2008.
Mike.
This happened in April 2008.
What date?
Lunjuma.
Well, 27
I think it is on the 27th. That's what's written on the document.
Okay. But the thing is, duty is to be paid at the port of entry, at the post of entry, isn't it?
Duty ni nyana kajo ni be duna banko kan fonde. Duanyo la duna ni be.
Akana ho sate kono duanyo be sate kono.
The custom post is inside the village.
But here, the custom entry is at Farafenye.
Bari jang custom dundula ni ye menka je wala Farafenye.
Hani wo momenti wole mu ko me abe dun kan Gambia banko kanne.
That shows that it's coming into the Gambian territory.
But understand duanyo da malte ma même na soma e kabula la na soma ya jo soma.
But the custom people, they themselves have that understanding between them. Whatever is coming to Soma, they will allow it to continue and come to Soma.
So, just a moment. You are saying that you were assessed for customs duties with the sum or in the sum of $37,500.
That's what Modu Job said, and that's what he wrote.
And are you saying that Modu Job refused to give you a receipt?
100%.
So you are also saying that in lieu of the payment of cash for the duty, Modu Job took 150 bags of your cement.
Amunta kabri ye juti nyimfana njo juti jori nkola fana Modu Job na ila boto cemento boto keme boto tallu.
Bake.
Yes, very well.
And 150 bags
boto keme boto tallu
would in fact be 41,250.
Niyo calculate korora bida dalas wil tanna nin killing keme fula.
And in tallu.
Aha, bake.
Yes.
Okay. And did you go to the police?
Police kundar.
To report the theft?
Honey.
No.
Why didn't you do that? This is outright theft. If what you say is actually true, it means this is outright theft of your cement. Did you go to the police?
Honey?
No.
Why? Why not?
What order of the day the Gambia?
That was the order day of the Gambia because they were the law themselves.
No, but Mr. Fadera. The customs are not the law. They cannot place themselves above the law. If they stole your cement and according to your papers, you brought in 400 bags and they unlawfully took away 150 bags, you should have gone to the police.
Boro koya fanyame boro kemenani wala nati inara na boro keme boro talulu bondi o kono andung luanta yala wodi isi there no police kunda to yata ko boleje
wala mulwati.
That's the law.
Madunga ko tre and council pro in progress.
But let me explain things quickly so that we can progress.
Council nga filje wonyama.
Council, I left things like that.
For covering 2016.
Until after the change of government in 2016.
2017.
In 2017.
Kabiri ya Jammeh boyda.
After Yaya Jammeh fell down.
Sembo banta.
They have no more powers.
Lua loda.
The law became paramount.
Ngaje konte fana nyanto bembule sai.
Then I realized that I have a right.
Mulita nga modjo bininga beminto.
I asked and I got up and asked the whereabouts of Modu Job.
Kwenye Modu abe Banjul International Airport Red Court section.
They said he's at the Banjul International Airport at the Red Court section.
Ntada March karo kono kataraje.
I went there in the month of March and I met him there.
Go Modu Job.
I said to him, Modu Job.
Kassim Fadera Jara Soma businessman.
I am Kassim Fadera Jara Soma businessman.
Ye suteleba.
Do you recognize me?
Ako ha.
He said yes.
Nko ye 150 bako menjiri metodo.
I told him the 150 bags of cement that you took from me. Unlawfully.
Nada wakodole kama.
I am here to collect that money.
Aduntita imadina.
And I'm not going without you paying that money.
Ako nge sutele.
He said, I recognize you.
Bari ma remember nge treat wonyama.
I cannot remember that I treated you like that.
Ngala tablo jungu.
I hit his table.
Ko Modu Job nakododen.
I said to him, Modu Job, give me my money.
Yemfa wala ngefa.
You kill me or I kill you. I shouted on him. People came. They asked what happened. I explained everything. They said to me, go to the police. When I was going there, I went with my son. Then my son told me, let's go.
Yundum International Police.
We went to the Yundum
International Airport Police.
There is a police station at the Yundum International
March 2017.
I lodged a complaint there in March 2017.
Serious crime call.
They said they will call serious crimes unit to take my complaint.
I
was standing, they called. They said to them, Fadera is coming. Take his complaint and process it. I went with my son, Alaji. We took a vehicle. We went to Banjul.
That's a serious crime.
We went to the serious crimes unit. They recorded all my complaint. They said, as far as it is official.
Head of the department.
They said, as far as it's official, they will write. They made a request so that they can send more job to them. And they will ask him.
So, established.
And if everything has been established, they will charge him and they will take him to court. The officer at that time who was there, I said to him, I don't want to go to court. I want my money. He said that can also happen. He's head of department. If we talk to them, if they want this to be out of court settlement, that also can happen.
I love that.
I said, okay, I will like that. When they wrote, they told me to go to his Commissioner General and talk to him.
Commissioner General Yankuba Dabo.
I went to the Commissioner General Yankuba Dabo. I explained everything to him. And I showed him these receipts. He called Modu Job. Modu Job confirmed it.
Commissioner General
Commissioner General said,
Yankuba Dabo.
He said it's embarrassing, really embarrassing. It embarrassed him. He never thought that officers will treat their fellow Gambians like this. He said to me, Uncle, we will pay your money. Don't go to court.
$25,000.
He gave me $25,000.
Who gave you 25,000?
Commissioner General Yankuba Dabo.
Commissioner General Yankuba Dabo.
I restored it now.
He gave me a receipt.
I assigned, this is where I signed.
He signed or he's somebody to sign.
$25,000 were receivable.
Saying that I received 25,000.
I did dinner.
He gave me a day. So that
I balance Joe
and pay the balance. I came back on that day.
12,000.
He gave me 12,000. 500.
I Joe.
He paid that.
$500 dinner.
He gave me an extra.
Uncle.
He said, uncle.
Okay, password.
He used that as your fare. These are the documents.
So, hold a second. Okay, thank you very much. So, just a moment. Are you satisfied that there was full settlement from customs?
I'm
satisfied because man, yes, I'm satisfied. Kabringa station or somebody. Often I go at court. Because I be claimed for more damages and costs.
But we tend to
oh, sorry, excuse me.
I talked with my lawyer, Boriture, and he also told me to court.
But considering length of time, I make a thing.
But if you consider the length of time, because it took a long time ago. And what he did to you is very bad. He should pay you a lot of money. But I told my counsel, I said to him, I have nothing.
37,000 left out.
I want the 37,000. That's why I agreed for the settlement.
But in fact, if the bag of cement was 275, and the value of what they took is 41,250.
Well, that's what is it.
But you settled for the 37,500 that was written on the document.
Yes, that's what I took. Yes, that's what I took.
Okay. So with this, your whatever happened, if it was a fraud on you, the fraud has now been satisfied. You have received what was due to you, correct?
I agreed to that, but council, a country doesn't run like this. Should people treat one another like this?
But Mr. Fadera, you would accept that this was just theft by one Gambian against another Gambian?
Aka state authority use.
He used state authority.
But you would also agree that he did not do that. He was not really exercising his official functions properly. He was doing a crime.
But
uniform,
but he was wearing a uniform.
Yes, but that does not necessarily mean that this was a human rights violation. This was just outright theft.
On the government authorities.
He did it on the cover of the government authorities.
Yes, all violation.
I think that's a violation.
All right, but now you accept that that violation has been addressed to your satisfaction.
Because what more?
Yes, because at that time I don't have the money. I don't have money. Because my lawyer told me that you will get a lot of money.
I prefer 37,000.
Then that's why I prefer this 37,000.
So now that you had what you preferred, that settles the matter, doesn't it?
Well, anyway, but you serious violation.
What I think about it is...
But you agree...
After Sephonium Commander Male, Yena Yulena economy Buendi, Yena Cemental Betina, Yena Family Bear Buendi, Ami Samba Bajande, Alonentum Business Department, Yen Buendi, Yena Family Betina. Nadingo found an Atalangalter, Karamala, Ania by Cabrina Colo Becasar.
But Kassim, you settled for 37,000.
After Cabri Sambo Bante Bulu, Ni Sambo Mamba Buntaso Falakra.
Yes, but you received what you thought you deserved.
I took that money because I had no other means.
Well, you had other means. You had a lawyer who was willing to go to court. You agreed to accept that.
I will not agree that it is not a violation.
Okay. All right. So if you take it as a violation, you agree that you have been adequately compensated. Okay. So and that ends the matter there. Okay.
Let's continue.
Okay.
So now let's go to the next one.
Now, they demolished my house.
Which house?
The canteen. When it was demolished,
so I took the matter to the High Court. I hired the services of body lawyer, saying that what they did to me was unlawful. So body took up.
Body took up the matter.
So me case kang.
We were in the case
for September 2010.
Till in September 2010. One day,
police will not arrest.
The police came and arrested me. They took me to Mansa Konko.
Police commissioner Usman Jata.
The police commissioner then was Usman Jata. When they took me to him at his office, you are the person who writes papers and give it to Juma Sonkola. Lebur Sonko. And tell him to distribute these papers in the village. You are tarnishing the image of the governor and the chief. I said to him, no, that didn't happen. He said, as a document, Lebur gave it to me. And he said, you gave it to him. I said to him, but then I catch Lebur. Because you didn't see it with Fadera. He said, I trust Lebur, he is our witness. He said to the police, the police officer, the female police officer, Ramatulai, take Fadera and put him in a cell.
Mr. Fadera.
Mr. Fadera.
Let's interrogate the issue of this document. Did Lebur truly had possession of that document?
Lebur had some papers.
And what were the contents of that paper?
Activities
Well, the activities that they commit against people, just because they arrest people arbitrarily,
and the contents were defamatory of the persons named in it.
Wait, I want to Usman Jata.
That's what Usman Jata said.
But I ask you, Mr. Fadera, whether the contents of the document were truly defamatory of the persons named therein.
Arresting people unlawfully was what was written on these documents.
Council.
Council.
Oh, you look at more arrest le lungo masa konko.
Ania kenyin ka menna.
Amanga Tokyo e ka more arrest amanga lu akanti woni Tokyo amankili.
Arresting people unlawfully is different from tarnishing somebody's image.
Okay, so your claim is that the contents of the documents were truthful.
Of course, 100%.
100% truthful.
But you would also agree that the impact or the effect of the document would give these people named therein a bad reputation.
Yes,
they can see it that way, and it is their right if they see it that way.
Okay, and you wrote the papers, didn't you?
Somebody came to me. That labor, the man, he said, let me write that paper for him.
Did you write the paper?
Yes, I wrote it for him and he went and typed it.
So in fact, you are the author of the document.
Labor le request for
labor requested me to write that for him.
But you are the author of the document.
Yes, I said that.
So you authored a document that really would give these officials a bad name.
Council, kamol arrest masako kuma da banko kan. Hani mbadu, hani majo nyama ko bad name de. Ikamol arrest amante lu akanto wo murambanta jele. Adu ni moyo safe wo munta mamira wo muto kuyade because e menkeni moya safe ndemajo wo offense.
I didn't take that as an offense because if you do something and somebody happens to write what you did, then I don't think that's wrong.
So you agree that you authored the document?
Yes, I said that.
And it was given to, what's the name of the person?
Leburu
Sonko, correct?
How can?
Yes.
And it was intended to be distributed in the town?
No. He never
told me that it was going to be distributed. He said he just needed that paper.
But
police commissioner
that's what the police commissioner said. But Leburu never told me that.
But you would agree that Lebru tried to distribute that document?
No, that never happened.
But the thing is, if you write a defamatory document on a person, the moment you show it to another person, you have committed the offense of defamation, of libel.
He never told me that he was going to sell this document or give it to somebody else.
In fact, when you wrote it and gave it to Lebu himself, the offense was committed.
Council?
Yes.
Who broke the law?
You did.
Council? Nana tesona wala ila yomidin. Because Imam Baga felt
I will never agree to that because they didn't see it with me.
Because Imam felt
they didn't see any document with me, any paper.
But you have just agreed that you did it.
Council.
Yes, I said that, Council.
But you wouldn't say that to the police chief.
Let me continue and see what I said to the police chief. When he said that, I found him reading the Quran on his table. When he said Lebur is a witness, I said to him, I didn't give it to him.
Did you tell him the truth?
When I said to him, I didn't give it to him. Yes, I swore by the Quran. I gave it to him. I wrote that for him.
When you spoke to the police officer, did you tell him the truth?
No.
Yeah, saying that I didn't give it to him. Yes, I said that. I said to him, you are reading the Quran here.
Offensive material,
an offensive material, as I thought. If you find it with somebody, I think that man should be your suspect.
So
the person who didn't have that paper with him, how can you arrest that person? I said, I think I should be a witness according to my calculation. But this Quran you are reading, that's not part of it.
But that is the law according to Kassim Fadera, and that law is very, very wrong.
No, Kassim Fadera.
I don't agree to that.
No. So
Kassim, let me ask you something. If you take money from your pocket and you give it to your child, can't that child be a witness to the fact that you gave him money?
Council.
Just answer
my question.
He came and said to me, let me help him and write this paper. That's what I did.
Okay, can't he be a witness to the fact that you wrote that document?
If you come and ask somebody to do for something for you, how can you become a witness for that thing again?
But that is precisely the reason why that person can be a witness, because that person saw you do it.
Wala sabo mari nyimbe kala sero de karo mari keta multi me alon kwa ejele ba ke kan.
My position is he came to me. He asked me to write this paper for him. I wrote it and I gave it to him.
In fact, both of you are culpable.
Yes,
I can agree to that.
Okay, so you agree that ilabulo notale.
You go both of you. I come more flow. Just know what because I'm definitely participate. But
I can agree to that. I can agree to that because both of us were involved. Yes, both of us.
Okay, let's break it down, Kassim.
Fancy.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So Kassim Fadera bulo notale. Isonta wala ba?
But and second one. Continue. Conclude your statement. Okay, thank you very much, Council.
Okay, but all the same we agree that Femo Sonko Alabulo Notale. He committed a violation.
Equally, Fadera.
Yes, and Kassim Fadera also committed a violation.
Thank you very much.
And Femo Sonko can be used as a witness against Kassim Fadera.
That's the
TRRC law, but not the white man's law.
So saying
Now, they took me and detained me in the cell. They said they are charging me for libel. I said to my son, let him call the lawyer. He called Boriture, my lawyer, who talked to Usman Jata. Usman Jata said, we will not release him. Fadera is a troublemaker.
Fadera,
we will make sure that he goes to jail.
Was that true? That you were a troublemaker?
That's not true. That's a lie.
You just fight for rights.
Yes, thank you. I fight for rights. I fight for my own rights. I fight for other people's rights.
Proceed,
wow, okay.
When I was locked in the cell, one day, the second day, at night,
around 12 o'clock.
Around 12.
11, sorry, 11.
Around 11.
Police I ordered you.
He gave order to a police.
Gayso.
Is it Gayso or Jayso?
Gayso for Gayso.
Gayso.
Please proceed.
He said to Gayso, if during the night, take Fadera and lock him inside the toilet. Leave him to die there. At night, Gayso came for me and took me to the toilet. He locked me in there. I said to Gayso, what's happening? He said, my boss gave me an order, and that's what I'm going to carry out. We were there. I was complaining bitterly.
1 hour, 2 hours.
I was there for 1 hour up to 2 hours. One lady was there on duty. They call her Bintatal. Bintatal said to Gayso, he's a complete human being. You shouldn't have locked him in this place.
I won't correct.
That's not correct. Nobody treats a human being like this.
Commissioner Usman Jata ordered.
He said Commissioner Usman Jata gave me the order. And he said, let me do that. That's what I did, and that's what I did. But if you take that as an offense, that's the key here. Take Fadera out of the toilet and take him to the normal cell. In the morning when Commissioner Usman Jata comes, you will discuss it with him.
Fadera, what were the conditions in that toilet, cum cell?
That place, everybody urinates there.
How can?
Yes.
Only urinate?
Well, what la?
That place.
Mo bere ke sumnaje. Because
I think it is not used as a toilet, but they use it only for urination. Because it's only
was it covered?
Yes, the top is covered.
We just want to appreciate the conditions. How bad it was.
You cannot breathe. You cannot breathe in that place. When I was there, I don't think I was there for more than 2 hours. Bintatal took the key. She opened the door and took me to the normal cell.
And how did you feel being locked up in a toilet as a cell? How did you feel?
Well,
What I realized is that he wanted me to suffocate so that I can die.
Because also manda kabe en fano kata.
Because in that morning, after daybreak,
ate Commissioner Usman Jata anata.
when that Commissioner Usman Jata came,
Alamol saluta
his subordinate saluted him.
Ako Fadera le.
He said, "Where's Fadera?"
Geso kaya ko hainang abeselo ko do.
Geso said to him, "That's him inside the cell there."
Akaya ko jumala bondi na wo teledoro.
And he asked who took him out of that toilet.
Akaya bintatal.
And they said to him, it was Bintatal.
Geso le ofai.
Geso said to Jata, it was Bintatal.
Ako ate Usman Jata ko Commissioner akaya alnya na bula life faje Fadera mu trouble maker.
Then Commissioner Jata said, you should have left him to die in there. Fadera is a troublemaker.
I authority will batande jam back.
He really brought a lot of problems for the authorities here.
Sai kabe fano kata.
So daybreak.
Na molie belo
Fadera, did you think it was lawful for you to be detained inside a toilet?
Ya mera fo ani luwa ta dala ban pour que soron wo jonkon kono jeba.
Hani ko council?
No. Council.
Oh, ntanga je ko we left some more falal.
I take it that the man wants to kill me.
Because I have had a somanda.
Because he said it with his own mouth in the morning.
They
should have left me there to die.
So
that the authorities will have peace from me.
What cannot
that cannot be a law.
Proceed.
Okay,
so when during daybreak, my wife's elder brother came.
Mamadou Cham.
He bailed me.
After
he bailed me, on that very day, after my lunch, I took birth. I went to Dakar. I had to run away from the Gambia. Because I was really shocked. I never thought something like that will happen to me.
But what happened to you, Fadera? That was not your first arrest. You've been arrested, you've been taken to the NIA, you've been taken in a cell where when you stand, your head would hit the roof. You've been beaten at the NIA, you never ran away. On this occasion, you ran away. What were you afraid of? Was it the charges or the conditions?
Yes, because the suffocation. I cannot bear that because I know my own condition.
But you are not. You are no longer in detention. You are
because I didn't have the confidence that I will not go back there. This is why I had to run away and went to Dakar.
Did you run away from the charges or did you run away because you feared the cell conditions?
Because the condition of the cell, that's what made me run away.
But wasn't it the case also that there was a strong case against you, considering that your co-conspirator has now turned into a witness?
But it's funny na manke kuode ko nyaaji dalilo me asabu iborta wala nyinti ko tumiri bambande yo wala sota ikankato mo do nyo nying yo keta molte me yalon ko silang iboke kan yo ke sedo ti ikan
Ansul
woman ke charge omu fanya charge role.
That's not a charge, that's just a lie against me.
But you accepted that you wrote the document. You accepted that you gave it to Sonko.
What somebody does everywhere in the world, something like that, you cannot take everything as a bad thing.
But you are just afraid of the consequences of the charges against
Never.
Never. I'm not afraid of those charges.
Because
I have a lawyer who was ready to take up the case.
Then why would you run away?
Because I was sure that he was going to take me back into the cell.
But why, how, and why? Because you are already on bail.
I have no confidence in them. I don't trust them. That's what I went to Dakar. I was in Dakar for almost a month. I left all my family here. I was there thinking every day. My brother who was living there called Tombong Fadera. I said to him, let him help me so that I can come back to the Gambia. He called my son who was in the Gambia then. My sister's son. He was the then permanent secretary at the PMO. He said to the permanent secretary, try and do something. This man is a family man. He cannot remain in Dakar here.
One Baba Fadera delegate.
He also sent somebody called Baba Fadera.
Police Commissioner Usman Jata Puru Banyame.
He sent him to Police Commissioner Usman Jata so that they will put an end to this issue.
To what issue were they going to put an end? Was it a commitment that you would no longer be put in the cells, or is it to end the case?
What we said was to finish the whole case.
So your fear was the case?
Council? I
think I said, when I said that,
Baba Police Commissioner Usman Jata.
Baba said he went to the Police Commissioner Usman Jata. They discussed. And said to him,
Fadera a case file at High Court.
Fadera has already filed a case at the High Court against the commissioner and the governor. The chief and the governor. But if he also agrees to withdraw that case, we will also withdraw this case.
Baba Fadera, I will for Tomboye.
That's what Baba Fadera told Tombong.
Another for Usman Jata for Odam Mantede.
So Usman Jata also said,
hold a second. What was, okay, finish this, then I'll ask a question.
Okay. And
Usman Jata said that's not the only thing, but if he agreed to that,
in as a case withdraw, High Court.
Let them withdraw the case from High Court.
We
will also withdraw this case against him.
$5,000.
And apart from that, you give me $5,000, I will eat that.
So he asked for a bribe also. That's
what Baba said. I was not there.
So, when
that information was given to me, I said no problem with that. Let me just go home and stay with my family. Even if that case goes nil, that's no problem. I will stay with my family. Baba said when he
Police Commissioner Usman
when he said that to Police Commissioner Usman, Usman said, okay, then we can make a deal.
So I can't have 5,000 or the Usman Jata Baba Fadera.
According to Baba Fadera, he gave this $5,000 to Usman Jata.
I call Konga Sena.
So you paid the bribe?
My relatives paid the bribe.
5,000 or the
5,000 was given to him.
But even
before the bribe was paid, the person who bailed me, they went to arrest that man too.
Mamadou
Ducham. He was also locked in the same toilet. I think he spent 2 to 3 days in that toilet. Then also he was also bailed.
And let me say this: it may be a laughing matter, but this is extremely serious. It is inhumane. It is degrading. to detain a person in the toilet. And if this is a practice in our police forces or in our security forces, this practice must end. This is not a decent and humane way to treat our people. Or to treat any human being for that matter. Please proceed, Mr. Fadera.
Okay, I offer Abulaje, Cabre, often I will bail.
When he was also bailed, when I came from Dakar, I found that man sick. He came to the urban areas here. He was here for almost 1 year to 2 years. He was seeking treatment. He later died.
Is it your suggestion that his death is connected with his detention?
That's what I believe.
But let me ask a further question. Do you know what was his ailment?
I didn't see his medical paper. But he has some medical paper. I didn't see them truly. But what I heard, he said when he was inside that toilet, it looked like that something, he swallowed something. He said from that day, he was never, he told me that.
Well,
then after he tried to, seek medication, but later on he died. Falai also, when he left the cell,
because in the social status,
Falai, I think his social status, how he was standing in the society, this was a big shock to him. Falai also became sick.
One occasion,
I came with him to
Minister Antman Sawala office.
We went to Minister Antman Sawa's office. He said to Antman to help him because he's not well. Antman was his friend. He said usually what happens to him is that he finds it difficult to breathe. When we are climbing the stairs of a story building, he has to rest. He was seeking treatment for 2 to 3 years. So one day he came from the hospital in Banjul. And he was also a driver by profession. At the Soma garage, he was the head driver there. The drivers had an issue with the Senegalese Drivers Union. They told him to go and settle that problem at the Carrefour. I said to Fala, you are not well, you are sick. How can you go to the Carrefour? He went there. They were talking about that issue inside a vehicle. Fala died inside that vehicle. All his people cried. They said Falai has died. But Sana Fofana, he's a policeman.
I witnessed
He witnessed that day Falai was put in the cell. He cried till daybreak. I suspected that. I don't know. But I come to Banjul with him and go back with him. I think the shock, that's what killed him. And when that, the chief Yaya Jajusi was the cause of that. Plus the policemen. But the main cause of it,
police commissioner
the police commissioner Dembasow, who is the man who initiated all these arrests. The whole problem. All them was because of them. That's why Falai died. That's why Mamudu Ducham died. That's why Fadera suffered. Fadera became sick. He suffered from ulcer at the NIA.
So,
Fadera, let me give you a counter narrative. And then you react to that. Because it's fair that we put everything on the table. How about you say all these problems were caused by Fadera because he refused to vacate property that does not belong to him? How about you say that all this was caused by Fadera because he wrote a defamatory statement against the public officials there?
How do
you react to that?
Council.
Director of Land, Minister of Local Government.
I said that the Director of Lands at the Minister of the Local Government, he said
at the ministry,
at their ministry,
by the area council,
so far the area council,
it was civil authority.
They are civil authorities. Whatever they do it according to law. They don't use force.
You need force they use.
But these people use force.
Nobody
can justify. There's no
Would you agree that that was government action?
You come all arrest.
No. Porque fintindi ila place auto.
No, woman can maskundale viste. Near maskundale viste was a suspension letter. It has already a council.
That's not government, because if that's the case, they will not write this suspension letter.
Are you suggesting this was unilateral action by the chief?
Back.
That's very well. Because if it had been from the government, is the government, as the government said that let them, when the government said let them suspend it, why did they go by the back way and arrest me?
In the night.
At night.
Because the director of land, Mr. Kemo Conte, when I visited him at this advisement, he told me that the advice, I will tell you.
Translate that, please.
I will not write a letter, but the man doesn't allow us to translate.
Sorry, Manekunda, sorry.
What Kemo Conte told him was that I will not write a letter. But the advice I gave them is this. He said,
Fadera.
We go by the law.
Alta Fadera Samba Masakong Magistrate Court.
Take Fadera to the Masakonko Magistrates Court.
Ni where defined.
Whatever they define at that court.
Bari Afana a section court.
Because he also quoted he took that out of our book. If they said let him leave the place, let him vacate. Don't use force. He said that's what he told them. And then I agree to that. That's why they were written a suspension letter. This is why they decided to go to Dembaso. They gave money to Dembaso. Around 2 a.m. at night, they decided to come and took me to the NIA.
How much money was given to Dembaso?
I don't know.
How did you know he was giving money? How do you know he was giving money? How do you know that Dembaso was giving money?
Because illegal action.
Because he committed an illegal action.
So you just suspecting that he was given money, but you do not know that he was given money.
Yes, very well.
So this is an accusation that is just bordering on speculation. Just answer the question. The accusation is based mainly on speculation.
Government action illegally.
You see, Mr. Fadera, you have to understand that here we have to be fair to everybody. Just like we have to try to secure your rights, we have to also ensure that we secure other people's rights. So your accusation against Mr. Dembaso is purely speculative. You agree that?
What I'm saying.
Do you agree that?
Baro.
Any action.
Baro.
That's what shows the intention. That's why I agreed that he took money. And I later came to know that that place was sold for $300,000. The chief had his share. Governor had his share. CEO has his share. Dembaso got his share. Yes, I swore by the Quran here, and I believe that.
But you don't have first-hand information about that fact.
Well, can you make it?
The man who bought the place, he called me. He told me he paid money for that. What the man himself told me.
Yes, he paid the purchase price.
Council. Left I
want you to help me.
For Bankome Mobe Dentala Masonga Council Danta Kenomena.
An area where everybody is equal there, like Mansakonko Area Council.
For CFO Ning Commandant and CEO.
Like the chief, the governor, and the CEO. Why should they share that money? Where is that law from?
But you have not yet proven that they shared the money.
Of course, yes,
Yes, I know that they shared the money. I swore with the Quran here.
What is your evidence?
What they did.
But what is your evidence that they received money?
That's what the deed they committed.
But what deed?
Unlawful arrest and detention.
Unlawful arrest and detention.
But you were sitting on property that did not belong to you and you refused to leave.
But the high authorities will suspend.
But the authorities in Banjul told them to suspend the matter.
Yes.
They have the letter.
Yes. Yes, but in fact, this letter was not written to you.
Mansakonko Area Council sent me this copy.
In fact, the copy sent to you, that is a late addition to show that the letter is sent to you. It could have been written by anybody. You would agree. It could have been written by anybody.
No, this letter came from the Mansakonko Area Council.
100%.
So what's the CC indication on the...
The CC was not to him. There is a handwritten by pen showing that it is to him, but the letter is in fact to the CFO and not to him. So the chair. Mr. Fadera, I do not dispute that it may have been unlawful to remove you. All right, I do not dispute that because we have to look at the law in order to be sure that it may have been unlawful to remove you. But you should also acknowledge the fact that you are sitting on property that did not belong to you.
Council order for repeatedly.
Yes, we said that repeatedly.
And for you to secure a right to remain there, you ought to have gone to court and prevent your eviction.
Purite nyanto sora purite sabati dingira nyendo ibe menkeno la wala nyindi kata kiti bunda to ka kiti ya kunyi njube puru fo nyanda bola jela fo nyama nyanda bola.
Council ko kabiri suspension on ata wala nan sita.
I remained at the place because of the suspension letter that was written. This is why I decided to remain there.
Well, but nonetheless, the person who suspended it had a right to also cancel the suspension.
Mari mola me alon ko wole ila bondiro nye puri ya ka den karala folo mari mo kilo nyifana nyanto so pur ka murundi nan ko rek puri e boje
bara ntafana mlata ni nako bar ena e mar reso to kan arrest kan sign the letter ola woli fana fo yo reso la ban council ye ma koy wala.
What I also think is the NIA also don't have the right to arrest me and make me sign a letter.
That is some other consideration. I do not subscribe to the NIA arresting anybody. They should be limited to dealing with national security issues instead of dealing with private issues between individuals or issues of like this, like unlawful occupation of land and things like that. The NIA should not be involved in those things.
Na manyana idabula ni sifalto ena el debe yamaro mendi menyanna ka kelo mitol nyanne idabula banko kan kunya tanko bunda me alon ko kullo mara kullo kolle menyanne idabula bare kene kuwol ni nyanda modam maltema o manke la dogo.
So perhaps this is a point where we can take the lunch break and we would resume after the break.
Abaka council.
Thank you very much. But before we go, witness, Council asked you a question about the proceeds of the sale of the land for $300,000.
Janning ngata daharingola council ye nyinin ka dulale la dalas wuli keme sabo men ye dinkira nyi wafi ala.
Ya talale.
Hold on a second. You indicated that the chief, the governor,
CEO,
and the
CEO, yes,
got money from the sale of that property. He asked you for the evidence. We're still waiting for that answer. Evidence.
Biriyenyim foko, biriyo dinkira wafi, governor, aning CFO, aning CEO, wulbe kodo sotole nying kodo yirikoto. Saying abenyinin kaka wala puru yewo ko ya sede ya kunyadi le mun sede le bebulu men saitandi ko nyin kodo ya fote nyama keta wala nyama.
Honorable Kiawan.
Honorable Chairman.
Ni be du ko tala.
When these people are taking bribes,
they
don't issue receipts. I think I came here. I approved job saying that he took my receipt. He didn't. But he agreed because
they have no evidence then. Is that your answer?
Evidence of menti.
My evidence is.
Ye baro menke. Itata ni koma dala. Kangare suto. Wole munna evidence of the honorable chairman.
My evidence is that why should they go by the back way and arrest me in the middle of the night and take me away? The letter of suspension was already.
And who was the Minister of Local Government?
And that suspension letter came from the Minister of Local Government.
Thank you very much. We will take a break and come back at 3 o'clock. Council, you have the floor, please.
Just on that point before you go.
Yeah.
You were evicted by Mansakonko Area Council, isn't it?
Amunta Mansakonko Area Council le ulindije.
Correct?
Yes.
And the land belongs to Mansakonko Area Council, correct?
And the Mansakonko Area Council talon jeti.
And it was Mansakonko Area Council that wrote the suspension letter.
Mansakonko Area Council later was a purka konyin landi follow.
So wouldn't that tell you that Mansakonko Area Council lifted their suspension?
For Titan Dilela Koto Mansakonko Area Council many later was a purka ko landi follow. Ateo Mansakonko Area Council killing Lenata Wuli, purka landiro nyimbai.
Emake Kensen Ken Kaula for the Gamen Kalamata, Kumako Borana, Minister of Local Government.
What I understand is word came from the Ministry of Local Government.
But we don't have that word. That's the problem.
But in Telumong, they didn't give me any paper, but it was given, the information was given to me verbally.
So what we have here is Mansa Konko Area Council owned the land, correct?
Well, Mansa Konko Area Council
correct?
100%.
100%.
It was Mansa Konko Area Council that allowed you to stay on the land.
Mansa Konko Area Council le bula puriye jula yake dinkira nyinto.
Correct?
Very well.
Tonya.
It was the same Mansa Konko Area Council that gave you notice to vacate.
Ateo Mansa Konko Area Council kilimule koye wulije.
How can?
Yes.
It was the same Mansa Konko Area Council that suspended that decision.
Ateo Mansa Kongo Area Council kilimule nata wo kangota ya landi follow ya dem follow.
Correct?
Wale kata suspension of beloring inarang arrestuto.
Okay.
That's it. When the suspension was already standing, then they came and arrested me at night.
But it was the same Mansa Konko Area Council that evicted you from the place in spite of the suspension.
Ateo Mansa Kongo Area Council kilimule bondije. Andu wayatara wo suspension later o belaring wole ye coding later o menna o belaring.
Honey, this time around, Jane Silo.
This time around,
It
was the NIA and the police who intervened and decided to demolish.
Police aussi karamo kani abejele be demolition of krajen mantraje barna di mabejel.
But would you say that the police and the NIA came to demolish the place without the authorization of Mansa Konko Area Council?
Ya mera NIA nim police olu ibinala le kawo bungo boyindi satara Mansa Konko Area Council mankulonje imankango dila.
Well, amula nganyolti.
Well, that's their intention.
Fine. Are you suggesting that the police and the NIA acted without the Mansa Konko Area Council?
More for that.
I'm not saying that.
So are you saying that the Mansa
They are all part of the conspiracy.
So in effect you are saying that Mansa Konko Area Council enforced their decision to evict you?
Mansa Konko Area Council will yela kangole sembentu ya purke bondije.
But council.
But council.
Yalo yamaroma yaso the Minister of Local Government.
The advice which came from the Minister of Local Government, don't forget that.
Okay.
Oh, Ali Fadera Samba Mansa Konko Magistrate Court.
Telling them to take Fadera to the
decision of the aligning dispute.
So that the court will give a decision on whatever happened. They thought that was going to be a long time.
Fadera
Fadera is a poor man. This man is a chief. This man is a governor. This man is a CEO. Let's go by the back way and use the NIA and victimize Fadera.
100%.
That's what happened, 100%.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fadera.
Numbara, Mr. Fadera.
Abaraka Council and Honorable Chairman.
Canteen data condone.
Abaraka Honorable Chairman.
Meeting is adjourned. We resume at 3 o'clock.